Yo, guys, sorry if you were waiting too long. I legit forgot that I pressed to go live. I went out to see my missus and my dog, and that really sets the theme for today. No thumbnail, no, nothing, man. I'm that demotivated for this club. I'm really demotivated, man. I haven't felt like this in a while. It's like, does anybody know what the stages of grieving are? They're a psychologically backed way of how people react when they lose a loved one. And I swear to God, since that Spezia game, my life has been a replica of the stages of grieving. And I'm not going to go into what all of them are. If anyone watches this back and you don't know what they are, go and look them up, because I believe in learning things for yourself. Yeah, it's a bizarre feeling, but from the split second that the anger left me on Saturday, and it probably left me around about the time I got to my best mate's place to hang out with some of my best friends, and we had a fantastic night, and we were talking football nonstop as you do. And as soon as the last shred of anger left me about the result, because I was watching Liverpool lose, and my best mate's a Liverpool fan, and I hate them, I just realized that this is the point in the season where my emotional threshold is capped, and it's capped at different stages throughout my life in different seasons. And I'm happy to go into it if anybody wants to hear it, because like we got 10 people here, and I wanted to test this out because I was that close to not doing a preview game, that close to not doing a preview. And I thought to myself, nah, fuck it. The only thing worse than not doing so if you're gonna do it, what am I trying to say? Even when you don't feel like doing the work, that's when you should do the work, because that's when you're at your best. When you're sort of just pushing with the last bit of energy and thresholds. You know, anybody that goes to the gym or works out knows that they says that the days where you don't feel like going, those are the days that count the most. If you're gonna get in there and do something, do anything. So here I am today with no slides, no thumbnail. I've walked into the door about 4.5 minutes ago, dead set. I'm still sunburnt. The sun's still in my eyes. And all I want to do is talk about how we are most likely going to get knocked out of the Champions League. And I just had to share it with my interworldwide community, my brothers and sister or two, if anyone comes in. So let's go to the live chat, because there's 13 people here. I'm going to acknowledge each and every one of you. Balkan Warrior, how are you, my friend? How are you after the Spezia result? I didn't even watch the goddamn game. I only watched the first 30 minutes. I was at dog school. The result rattled me so hard because I knew it was coming. I didn't make as much money off as I could have because I wasn't watching it live. Oh, man. Chaos of emotions going through chats and seeing different people's reactions. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, we have copped it so hard this season emotionally, and this was a tipping point for most people, most calm people. I mean, I saw Mo at the end of his watch along. Bless Mo, big up my brother for doing his watch alongs on this channel. I saw the shattered look in Sharma's face. I seen the tweets of all the big interjournalists, man. Like this is the result that's got people talking about Inzaghi's job properly potentially being gone. É vero? Marvel, what's going on, my G? My member, Marvel. Ciao, Anthony, good. I managed to catch the live today. I'm glad that you managed to tune in. What time is it for you, bro? Yiro Zeppelli. First time I've ever seen you comment here, man. So welcome if you're new. Don't forget to subscribe if you are. Good morning and goodbye, UCL. Indeed. Anyone that is a channel member and is sticking around, I'm also going to do a video after this one just for the channel members. I'm going to keep doing videos for the channel members almost every time I take the mic, because I want to bring you guys all my content. So I'm pretty calm and collected right now, but I'll do a quick little reaction. My real feelings towards this game, my real raw feelings towards this disaster that's coming up at the Degal. The Wolf Dub. I'm seeing like new people in this chat. This was an impromptu live, by the way. I wasn't supposed to do anything today. This is nice. 16 people here right now. These are the ones that work the most, the ones where you don't put effort. Why do we suck so bad? How much time you got? Inzaghi out for Omar. Positivity in the air. It's swimming. Cartel, the North Face. Yes, bro. Got this shirt on sale because I am not paying full price for this brand or any other brand. Clothing is a scam. Brand names are a scam. So buy them on sale. All day, every day. 60% off minimum. Conte shouldn't have left in the first place. 100% he's regretting it hard. Didn't do good for the both of us. Balkan says, for some reason, I feel more confident against Porto, against Spezia. Man, we're not at home. So, like, this is what I wanted to allude to when I was thinking about our chances of going through. And I thought to myself, hold up, we've bombed against Bologna, Sampdoria, Spezia, Udinese. Who else away from home? How many others? I've listed the others before, you know. Have we gone to Sassuolo yet? I can't even remember the other games that we've played. I can't remember if we've played them home or away. I really can't. So anyways, it is what it is. We all know our away form is absolutely atrocious to the point of no return. But it's Champions League and this team does know how to step up. But I don't expect us to, because I believe that we're going to go to the Dragao with shit confidence. And we're going to be tight assholes. That's what I mean. Everyone's going to be squeaky. And I don't feel like they're up to the task. I smell elimination. I can sense it. Like it's coming. I'm not wrong about these things usually. I'm never wrong about these things. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I wish I could change it. So many things went wrong in that Spezia game. So many things went wrong. It was such a pain to watch the replay back. I didn't watch the whole replay. I couldn't watch the whole replay. It was impossible to watch the whole replay. I mean, the squad was still competitive domestically, but like, look how many points we've dropped domestically, Omar, my brother. How many points have we dropped? It's an absolute disaster how many points we've dropped. Oh, I mean, you're talking about like if Conte stayed? I agree. It's kind of a UCL manager. I agree, but still. Whereas Hoyan, his boy Dumfries is shit. Hoyan's a good guy. Napoli away should be funny. Oh, man. Have you seen our fixtures at the back end of this year? Bro, it's not good. It's not good. If we go into the last 3 or 4 games, no less than 3 points clear of 5th, we need to panic. And that's if we've got a head start. I'm watching Lazio and Roma drop points, and I'm like, this is bullshit. We should be miles ahead considering the fixtures we played in January, February, and March. Miles ahead. We should be 9, 12 points clear of 5th position. I mean that. It's a disaster. The fact that we've carried it out to match day 26 and we're still within striking distance. Not good. Good morning to you, Amy. Thanks for coming in. I'm still angry. I'm sure I will go through all stages. For sure. You're going through that grief. The stages of grieving are coming. So, like, I'm in the acceptance phase. And the acceptance phase is not the prettiest phase to be, because you might think that you're doing well, but the brain's sort of playing different games with you. It's where you start to get involved in risky behavior. But the acceptance phase in phasing this club is just that you stop emotionally tuning in when they play, especially when you watch them at the hours that we do. So what are you going to say? All I'm going to say is thank you to the 17 people that are with me right now. That's a great crowd. It's a really good crowd. I put no effort into this stream whatsoever. Omar says, and now Skriniar will regret his decision. Yo, PSG is a different story. Like that's a proper humiliation. That's a disaster. At least to the rest of the world, bar the Italian league, we're still in a good light. People are looking at the Italian league and probably going like, Inter Milan, what are they complaining about? They're second. They're in the Coppa. They've won the Super Coppa. They're in the Champions League, or some stupid British accent like that. But we as Inter fans, we just smell the bullshit from a country mile away. We always have. And I'm still very grateful for certain things. I'm a grateful person. Like the way that Conte left, Lukaku, Hakimi, Oriali, Pintus, everybody, the backbone, the spine. It was literally like we took a bat to the spine. And when they left and Inzaghi came in with his whole regime and won the Coppa Italia, won the Super Coppa, almost won the league. I know he bombed it, but and got us out of the group. Marotta able to get Dumfries for 12.5, Dzeko for free. it still felt like good damage control to me, because at some points you need to accept helplessness. You need to accept that you are powerless in situations. I can't change shit. I'm just a guy from Southwest Sydney with a YouTube channel. Unfortunately, the Suning virus has many symptoms. Some symptoms are worse than others. And it's a shame now that a long-term symptom might just be the manager. And I hate that, because I do genuinely think he's done a good job. And I've been a big advocate for him, especially in the points of this season, pre and post World Cup. I feel like he really was working with everything that he possibly had. Yeah, I saw, bro. Like, big ups to him for going there, man. That was courage, man. It was. It was courage for him to even go there. Managers don't walk to crowds. Managers do not walk to crowds when they lose, ever. So anyone who's saying, oh, Inzaghi was at the back, bro, show me a bad result where a manager walks over with the players. No one ever says, oh, the manager didn't walk over and clap the fans. No, they say the players didn't walk over and clap the fans. So it was good to see some of those players there. I didn't really pay attention as to who didn't show. Am I right in saying, because I only got a few clips, am I right in saying, Balkan, that Hakan tried to give his shirt and he was met with bad feedback and then put it back on? I don't know if the fans would have thrown it back. I would have kept the Hakan shirt. That's for damn sure. But it's peak, bro. And I think that Inzaghi has done okay. He's done okay. It's a shame, man. I blame a lot of these players still a lot more, but Inzaghi's management against Spezia was a disaster class, in my opinion. And I know people saying that like Inzaghi had a good game and did everything right, but in the long term, it boils down to shit like not designating a captain from the get-go and sticking with it. Having this whole hierarchy rule where the last person that had it doesn't get it because the other person has more seniority or games. That's crap. That's paper talk. It's logistic. It's not real. Assign a captain. Don't rotate your first team goalkeeper. You don't need to rotate goalkeepers. Samir Handanovic started how many games? Why did DiMarco tell him to put it back on? I wonder. Maybe he was scared that they would throw it back. I don't know. What hurt us the most? Yes, bro. Like, we've lost a lot of world-class talent. Like, we've lost a lot of world-class talent in the last couple of years. It is a big shame. We all know. It's a shame, Omar, bro. It's a shame Il Numero 19 was, you know, was the last of what should have been more. Way more. Way more. 17, 18 people here right now. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. I really can appreciate it. Like the video, subscribe if you are new, that's for sure. And if you are interested in becoming a channel member, I've just started doing content on our members only stuff where I talk about how I really, really feel. And pretty soon I'm going to start integrating some guests onto that as well. So we can just really have a go at the proper issues, because it's very, very important to not get too sweary on here and too passionate. But for the most part, we have to go to the Zagrao and bring home a draw. And I think that Porto's form is very good at home. You can go look it up for yourself. They're having a very good season in Portugal as well. They're not front runners to win the title behind Benfica, which a lot of their fans would consider a disaster. In fact, you probably talk to a lot of their fans at the moment, and they probably say that they feel a little similar about their season as we do, despite the fact that they don't have as many backroom issues. I don't think any Porto fan has anything against Conceição as the coach. But, you know, a lot of things in our club have gone wrong this season mentally that haven't been good for the club, haven't been good for the team. And as Omar says, one of them is the Skriniar thing. Like, you got to remember, boys, and Amy, that how many players were interviewed and asked about Skriniar during post-match interviews and training and stuff, and they said, we hope he stays. He's fundamental to the club. We hope he stays. He's a leader in our team. When he decided that the contract wasn't going to be re-signed and he was going to leave, it's ticked a lot of people off. It's the domino for Brozovic as well, which I said in October, late October. And I remember people telling me I was being too pessimistic, reading too much into things. I remember it. That was a domino for Brozovic. He's upset that we effed up the Perisic contract renewal. That's one of his close friends. We effed up Skriniar, number 2. He now doesn't need to stay here for any default reason. He can actually look for reasons to leave career-wise. There aren't variables keeping him here at the moment. He will want to leave for a new journey before he gets into the back end of his career. And now's a good time for us to cash in on it. So Brozovic is leaving as well. Hopefully we can pocket, in my opinion, because I think he's got 3 years left on his contract because he re-signed not last year, the year before. Can't figure. I don't think it was the 5-year deal. I think it was 4. So I think he's got 3 years left on his contract. We might get 35 million, 40 million for him if we do good business. That'll be considered good business for me because we can't do business for crap. No one would dislike Inzaghi if he was playing more Primavera and not forcing a 3-5-2. Then he could say he's trying everything. That's a fair fact. That's a fair fact. I like that. But these days, like, managers in world football aren't that flexible at the moment. They're extremely stubborn. Show me a manager that's going to do something like that doesn't manage a top 4 team. It's easier to be flexible the lower down you are in the table. Inzaghi week, the Barella, Lukaku, Onana, Eden Dzeko incidents prove that. Yeah. So I just don't think that Inzaghi has what it takes at this point of his career to mentally lead a side to the big time. I think tactically he's not as inflexible as people think, though. He's not. You know, he's made subs at different times. He's brought forwards on when he's needed to. He's got his flaws in his substitutions and his tactics, you know, like the whole, if you get a yellow card, I don't trust you to even play another minute. But for our situation that we were in, I still think he was the right appointment. That's for sure. I'm not going to change my mind about that just yet. I don't know what to expect from this game overall. I don't even know who's available. I don't know who's going to play for Porto. In fact, you know what? We can actually do this together on camera for the first time. Let's actually find out what the predicted lineups are. I will use my phone to look for it. All right. Let's look at the injury update. Sorry for the demotivation, but got home late from work and thought the game's on Wednesday. It's just time to do the content. No need to get fancy with it. 7 a.m. kickoff for me on Wednesday. 8 p.m. for most of you. Or 1:30 a.m. for some of you. Jeez, that wouldn't be good. Taremi is obviously playing for them. He's got 22 goals and 12 assists this season. Fantastic stuff. You love to see that. He's in excellent form. Lautaro Martinez, obviously our in-form player with the most goals, but it's just been bleak for us lately in his performance against Spezia. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. They look to start Costa, João Mario, not our one, Pepe, Marcano, Sanusi, Franco, Erube, Grujic, Pepe, Martinez, Taremi. A very similar side actually to the first leg. Except they'll be missing Gabriel Veron and Galeno as well. So those could be losses to them. The biggest loss is the obvious one. It's Otavio. Otavio is suspended for the red card that he got in the first leg. So that's a big discussion point. Otavio is suspended. But we go into it in the worst fashion. We go into it in the worst way possible. We really, really do. It sucks. Sucks to go in with this form. It sucks that I feel like this to the point where I'm just so depleted of any motivation. 7 o'clock in the morning kickoff on Wednesday. I'll already be at work. And I've got a very taxing job once the students rock up. I don't have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, barely, you know. So that'll be one of those match reactions where I just duck into that side gym and just see what I can catch. But I hope for the best. Making the quarterfinals would really lift our spirits because right now, time's just going slow in the interworld because we should have got 3 points against Spezia. We've got to go to Portugal, and going away this season, we've been horrible. And if all that still fails, we need to work up the courage to welcome Juventus to the San Siro on Sunday. It's an exhausting week that unfortunately is probably going to define the season of Simone Inzaghi. It's sad to say, because had he collected the points that he needed to collect through Monza, Empoli, Sampdoria, Bologna, and most recently Spezia, we would be sitting here saying that the game against Juventus might not even matter. Let's rest players. No, you don't rest players. The game comes after Barcelona. Barcelona. Screw them. The game comes after Porto. But you get what I mean. We had an opportunity up until now to make sure that these bigger fixtures wouldn't define our season. And unfortunately, we're in a position where the big fixtures define our season. And it's horrible to have to do it the hard way, but we always have. And like I said at the start of the video, man, I've felt my emotional threshold crash at different points throughout different seasons. But this is where it's crashing now. This is where it's crashing now. I remember the season under Mancini when Felipe Melo got sent off against Lazio. That was horrible because I knew at that point that we had officially cracked and the spiral was about to begin. So that's one example. There were multiple moments under Spalletti where I teetered on the end of cracking, but somehow, some way, it never did because this Inter side only had one objective: to qualify in the top four, and they made sure to keep that objective alive until the last millisecond of the last match day. Losing out on the Scudetto early is one thing, but to be in a position where we know for a fact now that we are going to have to go to the last 1 or 2 match days of the season to qualify, this is a nightmare situation to me. This is a PTSD situation for me. So I hope everybody's ready because we aren't going to qualify for the Champions League comfortably. If we are going to qualify at all, it will be a match day 37 or 38 thing. Back to the Porto game. Before I finish off, I'm going to clock off in about 3 minutes here and head straight to do a members only video. So if anybody is interested in buying a membership, it's $3.99, I think, a month. It is Sharma says it's the price of a coffee. Let's call it the price of, no, it's not a price of a beer. I've said this before. It's not cheap. And people start commenting saying that their beers are cheap in their country. It's not the price of a beer. It's the price of half a beer. Price of half a beer. Well done. Inter forever, no matter what happens. Always, bro. Always, bro. Look at my background, man. I see this multiple times a day to remind me of what's important in life. Prediction-wise, I'd love nothing more than for this Inter to come out of the gates and leave Portugal with a win. Imagine we did. Imagine we brought a win home from Portugal. Not only qualify, but win. But I don't see it happening. I'd love to sit here and say that a 0-0 draw or a 1-1 draw will put us through, but I don't even want to think of a scenario where I'm watching that game at the end, and if Porto score, they go through, because I will buckle. We will concede late. I will know it for a fact. I will know it for a fact that we will concede late if we are tying the game. So if we are tying, I don't think I can watch. All I'll be able to do is bet a little bit of money live and then just ignore it and check the account balance. It's such a stressful time. You can tell. You can just tell. But I'm really grateful to the 18 of you that made it to this video. I'm very, very grateful. I appreciate it. And the prediction, I'm going to go with 2-1 at the end of regular time to Porto. And we're going to have to play extra time. After extra time, I'm not too sure what happens. I could see us going to extra time and getting 2-2. I really could. But I could also see penalties. Penalties is horrible. And this no away goals rule is even more horrible. I'm not a fan of it. I really don't like it. So I'll go 2-1 in normal time to Porto. And why not? I'll spin a little bit of optimism and say 2-2 at the end to Inter. But if we go to extra time, Porto could also win it 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. It could be anything. It really could be anything. All right. But no, when was the last time that we played penalties again? It was against Lazio in the Coppa Italia. But that's different. I don't want to do that. And I don't know why my friend Mario Gagliardini gets off on it. He's a weird dude. But that's all right. All right, guys. That's it. We've been here for half an hour. Thank you once again for the members that checked in and the members that didn't. Check out the community tab in about maybe 20 minutes time. I should have another video up on there. So, ciao. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Forza Inter. And just know that win, lose, or draw, crash or no crash, whatever it is, I'll still be here. All right. Take it easy.